Welcome, everybody. It's college football. I'm talking once again with Drew Martin out of Atlanta, Georgia. And last week, Drew was 2-0 on the SBR videos, 5-3 in college football on the year. So definitely on the upswing and going to continue to plow forward. Hey, Drew, first and foremost, always good to have you back with us. We've got Miami playing Georgia Tech. In my eyes, these are two teams that are no threat for anything serious down the road. Miami has not played anybody and is still in rebuilding mode. I'm not a huge Mark Richt fan. But there's a little bit of talent. You got a quarterback that's pretty decent, but he's banged up. Now you're going to play a Georgia Tech team that has to absolutely do nothing else except wake up tomorrow and tell the coach you're fired, you got to go. This team is terrible, and they prove it, and they have no coach whatsoever. All right, what's going to happen here between these two teams? As a fan, I have no interest in watching it, but cashing tickets, beating the bookie, let our viewers know who has the edge, Drew.
Well, Brenner, I guess I agree with half of what you said, the side about Georgia Tech. But when you talk about Mark Richt,
I know because you're a big Mark Richt fan. I know it. You're in the ATL. I'm just disappointed because he could not get that team over the next level. And I'm sorry, you got good coaches and great coaches. And in my eyes, Mark Richt will never be a great coach. But hey, belly buttons are like opinions. We all got one.
Hey, well, he was a tip pass in the SEC championship game a few years ago from beating Alabama, and then he would have went on and likely won.
Oh, but those hand grenades, you know what? That's so close, so close, right? Like a hand grenade. I'm just messing with you, my man.
Yeah, we can't dig a hole too deep into that. But, yeah, in this game, it's an ACC Coastal Showdown right here in Atlanta. And really, there's a bunch of points that I like the Miami Hurricanes. You know, he's got this ball rolling down there in Miami. They're actually scoring 52 points a game this year, which is double last year's production. And he's averaging 150 yards on the ground more than they did last year rushing the football. So I really like what Mark Richt's doing down there. And remember, he does come over from Georgia, and he faced this Georgia Tech triple option year in, year out.
Oh, yeah.
Went 13-2 in his tenure at Georgia, and actually 8-0 in Bobby Dodd Stadium. So he knows how to beat Georgia Tech, knows how to win in this venue. So also remember this, he has an extra week to prepare. They're coming off of a bye week, and that extra week to prepare for this triple option really helps out. So I'm going to lay the 7 here with Miami.
I cannot whatsoever refute that breakdown, all right? And again, just giving you a hard time about Mark Richt because I lived in Atlanta a long time, pulling for the dogs and wanted them to get over it, you know. But deep down, he is. He's a very, very good coach. You can't take it away from him. That's my little frustration vent. I had to get it out. Now, the fact, though, and you just proved it, he's faced this team so much. I think where the edge is, and I think you're totally correct, Miami has Georgia Tech now in a spot after getting their asses handed to them by Clemson. All right, they have themselves going, wait a minute, maybe we were not that good a couple years ago. That probably was a fluke. Last year might have been the real team. Let's not forget this Miami team without Mark Richt. All right, they were not a good team last year whatsoever under Al Golden. All right, they beat up on Georgia Tech 38-21. So I got a feeling the momentum that Richt has already caused, that presence he brings into the locker room, because let's just be real, Georgia has always been a top 10, top 15 team. All right, that presence is going to sell. The players are going to buy what he's selling. I am only concerned about Kaya with that injury. Have you any update on the knee injury with Kaya?
I've read reports they're kind of keeping it close to the hip, but it looks like he will play.
Okay. Well, then what's the best shop line? You said 7?
Yeah, we got it Miami -7 at a little bit of reduced juice, -106 at Pinnacle right now, and that's at the SBR odds screen.
Okay. Well, listen, there's another thing happening. You can't forget about this running back, Walton. This kid, 48 carries, 401 yards. I mean, my God, he's averaging over 8 yards a carry. All right, is this kid for real?
Hey, I think he's for real. And on the other side, you know, Georgia Tech, only 216 rush yards per game. That's the lowest output in the Paul Johnson administration.
Absolutely. And not only that, he's screwed if that's the best they got because they don't have a throwing game. I mean, literally, that quarterback, he's 45% completions. He's only thrown for 1 touchdown. That's not their strength. I got a feeling this line might be a little too soft. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, you're starting to see 7.5s popping up kind of across the board. So if you got access to Pinnacle, I'd jump on that -7.
That was the reason I was asking. All right, viewers, you heard it. Drew Martin, he likes it. Jump on it. Numbers do not lie. Miami Hurricanes to whoop up on Georgia Tech. Act now. Get it at -7. You can hook it up at Pinnacle. Okay, and again, speaking of which, Drew, there's some great bonuses that our viewers and hopefully your clients and your viewers are taking advantage of on the SBR bonus page, okay? Sign up, guys, your new accounts through SBR. We can keep doing what we're doing, giving you the best information and putting you in touch with the best books that pay. So it's a win-win situation. Jump all over Miami to cash that ticket. Hey, Drew, let's get it done. I like this play. Let's keep the momentum rolling, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, I'll talk to you soon, bud.
Go to SBRodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.